Right, here on the bench today I've got a vintage Black & Decker sander attachment from probably the 70s, early 80s at the latest. Bought it off eBay. I always see these things on it and I've always wondered how good they were. I think the idea at the time was it was like it go onto your drill, so it'd be like one part fits everything. So you could use a drill for like a jigsaw, circular saw. What's the other one? I think they had hedge cutter even. I'll attach it to my drill and see how it looks. Right, what you needed to make it work was a metal case Black & Decker drill like this. It's the wrong colour but it'll fit in. Now it's not as simple as what you think. That goes in the chuck and that goes in there. You've got to actually remove the chuck. Now to do this, find the chuck key. It fits. And a heavy mallet. And need a large Allen key. Now what you have to do is, sometimes it's not always done in one go, it takes a few attempts. You put the Allen key in the chuck, obviously tighten it up. I can see why this didn't catch on, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to do this. Then you've got to tap this quite sharply. Ah, that temp worked, I've got it off. Right. Right, so that's the chuck off. You now to put this into a bit of copper grease I used last time. Come off that, innit? A bit of grease on that. Okay, and that goes into here. Obviously make sure it's tight. Right, now that bit has like a bearing inside. That needs to go, so the drill's facing that way. Says in the manual to slightly tilt it. Right, that's into the bearing, and then need to this is why it obviously didn't catch on, because it's much of a faff to get on. Right, that kind of holds it like that. The other drill was this is a slightly earlier drill than the one I used the other night to try it. Okay, so I've got that on, see how it performs. I've got a piece of wood. Right. A little bit rough there. I've got a little come off. So we'll see why it didn't catch on. Let's try again, see if we've got... So it only needs to be a little bit loosened and tightened. Right, so that fits in there, and that should go on to there, but it's not. I don't know what the thing's on that. I'm assuming that means loosen it, and that kind of slides. This is why it never caught on my fingers didn't. Notice that. I think that's just to move that, it's not for anything else. It feels solid, but I guarantee as soon as it starts moving and vibrating, doesn't want to stay in, so I would not rate this at all. I'll have one more go. I like that. See, looks like there's a screw on that tightens to the... Try and loosen that, just give it one more go. Luckily it's only £6, so I've not wasted too much. Now, was that meant to go maybe a little bit out? I'm going to do that. It doesn't want to. So like that seems to undo it. Right, and then push that in. Now I can see why this didn't catch on, even though it seemed quite a good. One's got one on it, and off, so I'm assuming that locks it on, but then it's still wobbling around. But I can't move that, but if I do that, get it to move back. Let's try one more thing, undo that screw a little bit, but then again, how would you... Try and tighten it and then I'll worry about getting it off. Right, that's right up to there. I know it's not the best invention in the world, but it should be a bit more secure than what. Right, try this. Well, it's done the job sanding, but that's just come completely undone. So, but that's nice and smooth compared to what it was. But I do not rate this at all, so let's see how easy it is to get off. Plug it. Right. Come off easy before, but not now. You never use this again, it'll just be... I'll make that grip enough so I can get that screw. Just tighten slightly. Right, that's out again. Kip of it already. I don't rate this at all. I'd probably give it 3 out of 10. It's crap basically. I can see why it didn't catch on, although it does look like it's been used at some point. It's just cumbersome. Doesn't, as soon as you start the drill, it just starts vibrating. It's not easy to use. It's not easy to set up, so no, don't rate it at all. Right, now the fun bit of doing all this again. So, got a bit of copper grease in that, so and undo that. Not very. I bought this on eBay just as a bit of a. Don't use it, but it's retro looking. Doesn't look like it's actually being used that much. So, and I've got a few. I've got a bench press that uses one like that. So if that machine ever breaks, I can use this as a backup. Or if my buffer thing ever goes. Right, and that was it. Definitely wouldn't recommend buying one if you want to see how good they work, because they're crap. But you know, by all means, they're fairly cheap on eBay. By all means, try it, see what you think. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.